Hey, what's up, my comic book peeps? It's your boy J Rocks coming at you once again with another graphic novel haul. So let's do this. I got right here. This is Guardians of the Galaxy Road to Annihilation. I recently, about 2 months ago, was reading the Road to Onslaught from X-Men. It's pretty dope. I would argue it might be better than the actual event itself. And it's 3 volumes, and so now I noticed Guardians has the same thing going. It's Road to Annihilation, but it's 2 volumes. I believe it's gonna be only two. So it'll be Road to Annihilation, then Annihilation Conquest, then we get on the Guardians of the Galaxy solo series and so forth, right? So I was like, all right, I never read Annihilation or Annihilation Conquest, but the cover looks pretty dope, and I like Guardians. Gamora's looking pimping right there, so decided to give it a check it out, give it a read. It's the spine. Looks pretty dope. Feeling it. I like what I've read from Guardians, and which hasn't been a lot, but I love the movies. They're some of my favorite. This is the back. It covers. See what it covers. Warlock 1 through 4, Captain Marvel 4 and 6, and 15, 16. Infinity Abyss 1 through 6. So some type of little miniseries there. She-Hulk 7 through 9. That's about it. A lot of, seems like kind of random stuff. Let's check out some of the interiors. Alright, so that's the opening page. Looks like they're going for a comedic vibe here. You know what? I'm not really digging these colors. It's a lot of bright colors, which is not the colors they're choosing, but it's the way they're applying them. Doesn't look like the greatest to me. But we gotta still check out the story. I'll eventually get to this. I'll read it, and this art style I'm liking. It has different artists, of course, because there's a few different series going on. It's a cover to the Captain Marvel. Psycho Man. We got a 70s LSD hippie trip going on here. I'm digging this, looking cool. Maybe I'll pop some pills or something when I read this issue. So alright, so let's get to the next book. I got a few of these. I decided to get the Mike Grell run of Green Arrow. This is Mike Grell and Rick Holberg. There's a lot of different artists on this run. I'm digging the covers out on them. This is a run that happened in the 80s. They got that old school 80s art style to them, which I enjoy. This covers issues 51 through 62. I just recently bagged and bought them. This is issue 8. The Red Dragon. Let's see what issues this covers. 63 to 72. We got Shadow up in there. That's pretty cool. I just recently picked this one up. I haven't read it yet. I mean, I haven't got around to bagging and boarding it yet. This is issue 9, Old Tricks. So I have issue 3 to 9. Now I just need the first 2, volume 1 and 2. This would cover. This one's a chunky one here. The art style on the back completely changes right here compared to how the other covers are. This covers issues 73 to 80 and a mini series, the Wonder Years 1 through 4. I'll see how that is. I guess Grail writes that. Some other old score. I'm enjoying the pages they use for this book. They're very light because they use that old newsprint type of paper. It's not glossy, so it's a lot lighter when it doesn't have that gloss finish to them. The pages are a lot lighter, and the books, the art, I like it a lot more in this style. When it's these old style books, when it's these 80s or even some of the early 90s stuff, I like it in this type of paper because it looks like it did in the original comics and the original singles. Now, when you reprint these in the new glossy paper, the colors pop more, and sometimes they even might refine them a little. So it sort of changes the art style. It affects it, and it doesn't look exactly the same as it did on the singles. And I don't like that. But I can deal with it. I'm not a fan of it, but I can deal with it. I definitely don't like when they completely remaster it and throw in other colors that are not in the original singles. That I don't like at all because it completely changes what the original artist did at the time. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. Glad to have this. It's a chunky one. Volume 9 right here. Got a back. Next in the haul, we got that Civil War hardcover. I think it's a 9-issue miniseries. You see here it's a movie variant. I love when they make a cover, a movie variant of a hardcover that I want to buy. I know they're just gonna drop in price, and the people are gonna buy the regular one with the art. No one's gonna want this with the picture of the fucking actors. So I just hold off on those. I'm like, cool. I'll just wait, 6 months, whatever, and that's just gonna be like 1/3 of the cost. You feel me? This is the back of it. I got this because I heard it came highly recommended by Omar from Near Mint Condition. I heard he really loves this book and he very highly recommends it. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. I know I saw his review. He wasn't feeling this. Honestly, I think this is a book that's it's a little controversial as far as opinions go. Half the people you talk to are gonna like it. Half the people you talk to are really not feeling it. So I like stories like this. It makes for a good conversation piece because it's good when we all think a book is great. We all think a book sucks. There's not a lot to talk about. We all love it or we all hate it. In this way, you kind of talk to people why you hate it or why you love it. So it makes for a longer conversation. Like the Killing Joke, that shit will be a book we'll talk about for ages. And it's better when things are left unexplained. At least people to guess and conversate for the rest of their lives, Once you say, oh, this is what I meant by this, once the writer says that, it's set in stone and there's nothing to talk about anymore. And we move on and we forget all about that story. So I like when artists do that, writers, they just leave shit open up for the reader to guess and let his mind wander to what he wants it to be, and we can argue about that forever. Okay, so now if you're invested in these characters, you might not like the way some of them come off or the way they're portrayed, and they might be out of character, so this might not be for you. And some of you might like the change that they do with them. The writer takes some risks and changes them around a little. Me personally, I'm not invested in Avengers. I really could give a fuck about what they do or don't do. If the story's good, I don't care what character does what, because I'm not too familiar with the way they're supposed to act anyways. So I just take this for the story, not for the characters, and it's a good story. It brings up some life situations, real world problems into the superhero universe, if you will. So it makes for an interesting read. I was digging it. One thing, I'll get into this later. I might do a review later because I think this is a good book to talk about. Let's get into some of the interiors. I'm digging the art style on it. That's as far as me, that's not up for debate. It's a good art. The story itself is good in my opinion. I could see how some people didn't like what they did with certain characters, but let me ask you this: would you like the same story if we threw 20 other superheroes in there that are unknown, just new characters, and told the same story? Would you feel different about it? Because to me, like I said, these are all, it's kind of like I came in, not a complete clean slate, but not knowing as much as other people about these characters, not as invested. And one thing that did trip me out is Captain America's going crazy on Punisher. I was like, really? Like, Punisher's the out of control murderer. Captain America is what America stands for. And he's the one going crazy acting like Punisher. And Punisher's the one acting like Captain America, really holding back and having a lot of respect for him because he fought a war with him. And there's a few more things, like I said, I'll get into this someday. But I really enjoyed this story, I gotta say. It was an easy read too. I think Mark Millar's one of those writers that doesn't get a fair shake sometimes. But then again, I haven't read enough of his stuff. And I think part of it is because people feel he doesn't do things according to plan. He doesn't portray characters how you want. He's not scared to switch things around a little. All right, let's get to the next book. All right, last but not least is the big boy of the haul. Is the Infinity Crisis. I know a lot of people. This has been long out of print. A lot of people been wanting this forever. Been paying top dollar. I honestly never had any interest in this book whatsoever, especially at the price it was going for. No way I was paying those, and it never interested me. But I saw it at they were making a reprint, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hop on it. I have $70, whatever. I'm interested in checking out the story at that price. Because it has Batman, has Wonder Woman, has Superman. What more do you need? I mainly wanted it because I was gonna buy the OMAC Project trade, and I heard it was gonna be in this Omni. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just wait for the omnibus then. This is the spine. I'm not really liking what they did here. It's kind of basic, kind of not very exciting if you ask me. There's the back. Another thing, it's a very chunky book. It's very thick. It goes for about, look at how wide it is. It's about 1,500 pages. I wouldn't have minded to split it into two books, 750 and 750. You know, split into two books and charge me half the price than the other half on the other book. I would have much rather gone that route. Much like the Brubaker books, there's 2 volumes and they're each about 400 pages. That's about an 800 page Omni. That's half of this. You see what I'm saying? This goes for about 80 bucks or whatever, right? So I would gladly pay 40 for one book, 40 for the other. But yeah, let's go into the interiors a little. This, some of the cover art, which, you know, I'm feeling we got Superboy up in here and Superman. Pretty crazy. It's a wraparound. I'm not gonna do all that mess because this book's too heavy. I'm not gonna be playing with it like that right now, flipping it back and forth. But I will flip through some of the pages. The art, you know, the art's legit, man. I'm digging it. I just flipped through it. I have never read this, but the art seems like it's my thing. That seems to be the OMAC Project robot. Blue Beetle's up in this piece, which I don't know a lot about him, but I do want to read up on him a little. Seems like a cool character. Like his costume. Now, look at this. The book won't hold like this. Look at that. And then look at all the gutter loss you get in between the pages. I mean, it's just too big. If this was a 2-page spread, you'd be missing a lot right here. It does not lay flat. Let's see if I move it more. Okay, here it doesn't fall back anymore. But I mean, the binding is good. The binding is not terrible. That's not the problem. It's the size of the book itself. I mean, you're not gonna be able to do anything better with it. A book this size. You know what I mean? Let me see if I could mess with this a little. Nah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure most people got this one. I don't even know if I should have even showed it up in the haul. But yeah, I'm excited to give this a read. It's not on my immediate to read list because I have a few things ahead. But it is one I'm gonna be eager to dig into. Seems pretty cool. I'm finally getting a nice little DC collection going because DC for the most part never had any Omnis I was interested in, and they didn't have a lot of them. Like Batman and any other cool stories were in Absolute, which I was gonna take a pass on all day. And now that we're getting them in omnibuses, I was like, I'm with that. And now that we have a lot of stuff announced and so forth from DC as far as omnibuses, I'm already seeing my collection growing as far as DC because I only had about 4 books. Now I'm already having a few. So I'm happy for that. And maybe I get to know a little more about this universe. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. Hope you like my haul. And you know, if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. After you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so it gets you the notifications. Now, you know, you want to share the love, you want to show some support, hit that share button onto your Facebook, to your Twitter, and so forth. And leave your comments on the bottom as always. And yeah, I'll just check you guys out next time.